What is up, everybody? Is your boy Dizek of the Dead back with another video. Let's talk about Daredevil episode 8, Daredevil Born Again, or what I will now be calling the show Daredevil Afterbirth. Excuse me, recovering from a sickness here. That's why I've been off online last couple days, but I did see episode 8, and this is the episode that made me turn on the show. I gave this show the benefit of the doubt. I wanted to like it. The last episode was so bad that I was like, I really hope these two next episodes stick the landing. This one does not give me any hope that this show is going to do very well. We're officially at the stage of let's hope that season 2 is better. I'm not giving Disney the benefit of the doubt here. Episode 8, spoiler warning if you're actually still interested, but episode 8 was a fucking colossal mess. It doesn't pay off anything that was set up in the earlier episodes. In fact, it continues to slop onto the screen, making excuses as for why this show has not lived up to the potential that it could have been. First criticism here is Daredevil. We've officially assassinated the character of Daredevil. He doesn't have any balls. They've made Matt Murdock a coward. Okay, whenever he addresses his girlfriend Heather Glenn, right? She's all, I saved myself. Whenever Muse attacked me, Daredevil didn't do anything but fight for himself. I saved myself. I didn't need no man. Like she doesn't like vigilantes, right? Because they're a bunch of insecure little boys who are just fighting to fight their insecurities. It's like now I know you guys are full of shit. We're 8 episodes in on a 9 episode TV series, and you're just now pulling this shit. You're just now pulling this like episode 2 dog shit, basically, right? It's too late to be doing this, and it doesn't feel like this was a pre-episode finale, right? Like it doesn't feel like a penultimate episode. It feels like we're making up for lost time here, and we really shouldn't be. And of course, Heather Glenn has to pull the intersectional feminist thing at the same motherfucking time. And I know I sound angry, but it's because I'm starting to get frustrated with this fucking show. At the same fucking time that Daredevil gets his balls stomped on by Heather Glenn, Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, brings Vanessa, his wife, down to the basement where he's holding her lover, Adam, who, for whatever reason, Wilson Fisk has yet to get rid of by, if you know what I mean. He says he can't do it. He's not strong enough. It has to be her. Now, before you make the argument about, oh, well, he's just trying to emotionally manipulate Vanessa into doing his bidding, don't even fucking start with that. Because Kingpin has been cucked not once, not twice, 3 motherfucking goddamn times. And that's maybe just in this show alone, let alone we talk about Hawkeye or Echo, right? He has to have Vanessa kill Adam because he doesn't have the balls or the stomach to do it himself. They have watered down Kingpin into a cuck, into a simp. And it's really, really aggravating to see this. And you know why it's aggravating for me? You know why I'm being so uppity about it and rageful about it? Is because I've actually poured my time into defending the show, into giving it a chance. But now that we are not, paying off any setups here, I feel like I have an obligation to be rageful about it. I'm passionate as a fan. It makes me angry. It's bottled up that I have to deal with this shit, right? The fact that a fan, that fans have to deal with this, that, we were given an expectation, and granted, there was a lot of goodwill going into this. It's not like Disney Star Wars where we get fan attacks. But how long will it be until Daredevil comes out? The Daredevil people on Daredevil come out with fan attacks against the fans because they call this shit out. I mean, that's if anybody's even watching because the ratings are so fucking low. But I think I'm more mad at myself. I'm more mad at myself really that I fell for this shit again. I fell for this shit because Disney's never gonna fucking change. I should have seen this coming a mile away. I should have. But I fell for it. And that's on me. That's on me. But don't worry, it gets worse. After they cuck both Daredevil and Kingpin at the same time for Vanessa and Heather Glenn, respectively, Heather Glenn just becomes a whiny cunt in the entire episode. And when I'm just waiting for Matt to finally grow some balls and confront her or break up. But apparently there's a Kingpin's ball. Why Kingpin's even in this show, I will never understand, because they've made him irrelevant. It turns out, now we introduced Bullseye again, when we should have introduced him episodes ago, long time ago. But they made him a little bitch too. They send him to Gen Pop, and he's scared to go in Gen Pop, when in reality, he should be murking everybody in Gen Pop. I don't get why they made Bullseye, of all people, the psychotic OCD freak Bullseye, into a scared pup when he goes into Gen Pop. And he breaks his tooth to shoot his tooth out into an officer's eye to escape before the episode's over. This is all stuff that could have been set up earlier. And he also reveals to Matt Murdock, the one person you'd be like, okay, it's weird that he's hitting him up, but he tells Matt Murdock when they come and meet that he knows who ordered Foggy's death. And then he reveals that it's Vanessa. He reveals that it was Vanessa Fisk. Kingpin had fuck all to do with it. So why Kingpin's in this show, I have no idea. Yeah, they've made him irrelevant. He has no power. He's a terrible mayor. He has no real place in this show narratively, other than just being a thematic mirror for Matt. But even so, all he really does is try to appeal to the Netflix fans. It's key jangles. He's a walking key jangle. Of course, Matt gets angry and like a small child does not keep his cool. He will keep his cool whenever a woman is talking to him, because a woman has more power than a man. But he acts like a fucking child whenever it's another person. And we're talking about privilege levels here. Whenever it's a white man, he beats the crap out of the white man. Beats the shit out of him. Whenever it's the Leroy Bradford, the oppressed criminal, doesn't say anything. Whenever it's a woman, doesn't say anything. Whenever it's White Tiger, doesn't say anything. We've wasted Muse and White Tiger. We wasted them. What a fucking disappointment. Now we've wasted Daredevil. He doesn't get into his costume until episode 6. And he doesn't really do anything as Daredevil till episode 7, whenever he doesn't end up defeating Muse. His girlfriend does. And of course, she's ungrateful for that. She's ungrateful for Daredevil trying to save his life, or save her life. So she ends up going to the ball with Daredevil ends up going to the ball with Heather Glenn in an attempt to take out the Kingpin. But little does he know that Bullseye got out of prison, and he's also trying to do the same thing. So Bullseye goes through this whole thing to try and take down the Kingpin. And it mirrors a lot of the season 3 finale. I was like, oh shit, they're about to rip off the season 3 finale, aren't they? Every time Cherry's on screen, I'm just like, why are you here, bro? Like, what are you even doing here? You're no relevancy at all. Karen and Foggy will be back, guaranteed. Don't know when, but I just know that this is setting up a really sloppy return. And Punisher will probably come back too, so that Daredevil and Punisher can take on all the police task force. Which, by the way, not a big villain threat for either of them. They're going to be wiped out in one episode. And all they are is an allegory for police brutality. That's all they fucking are. And it's annoying, and that we're even still going down this rabbit hole with these shows now. I thought Daredevil would just be slop at best. But no, they went full woke in this episode. They went full woke in this episode. And what makes it woke, what makes it like really trash cringe here, is at the very beginning of the episode, this is the part that made me like turn on the show. I've been ranting on and off, incoherently, inconsistently, because I don't edit these things. But at the very beginning of the episode, at Kirsten McDuffie's law firm, because Matt Murdock has fuck all to do with it, Matt shows up and they have a client who's got his feet up on the desk, texting, very dismissive of the two lawyers. White guy, obviously privileged, whatever, right? So Matt gets mad at him because he's being disrespectful towards the lawyers, but he didn't really do anything wrong necessarily. Doesn't have a bad rap sheet or nothing. And Kirsten McDuffie tells Matt, "Hey, you need to calm down. Stop thrashing this guy. He's just a client. Some clients are assholes. It happens." But Matt goes out of his way to say, "Why are we defending privileged assholes?" They edited it so that he doesn't say white privileged assholes, because that's what they were thinking. He says, "Why do we defend these privileged assholes while Leroy Bradford is rotting in a prison cell for stealing candy?" Fuck off, show. Fuck off, show, because Leroy Bradford had a rap sheet of criminal records, and he was a known criminal, and he was trying to steal from other people before he had to steal from the fucking government. So, don't even start on the comparison there. We know what they're trying to say with this. We know what they're trying to say by comparing Leroy Bradford, and I gave them the benefit of the doubt in that one episode. I gave them a pass because I understood what they were trying to say, but they were defending a guy who was consistently robbing a store, then complaining about the consequences of robbing a store or robbing people or committing crimes. When you commit a fucking crime, you go to jail. You get punished for it. We learned this shit as children, or at least you should. If you had parents, if you had a good parent. Oh, ranting, bro. Ranting while sick. I'm a grumpy motherfucker today. But anyway, they tried to compare the two clients, one being white privileged and one being oppressed. And of course, it falls flat on its fucking face because we know what they're trying to do, and it's insulting. It's insulting to everybody involved. But of course, this is Disney, so what do you expect? And then at the very end, Matt walks into a bullet to try and save Kingpin from Bullseye, and that's how the episode ends. And I'm sat here wondering, yeah, I think this was a waste of time. I gave this show the benefit of the doubt, and I'm extremely disappointed in how it's turned out. I'm sure I'm missing something. Oh, like BB Urich. I thought she was going to be an insufferable little shit, and turns out she was. Turns out she was an insufferable little shit. Has nothing to do with the show. All white privilege, white man calls the police Gestapo, Kingpin's Gestapo, the SS or whatever. This episode is just filled to the brim with white man bad, Trump Nazi shit, white privilege bad, all that shit, man. And it's so played out and tiring that even now, after a post-woke Hollywood, we're still getting this shit. I feel like I'm entitled to be enraged about it. I'm entitled to be mad at me if you want. Be mad at me if you want. But remember that you're defending a garbage show. You're defending a show that did not live up to the expectations of its predecessor and squandered every opportunity to make it right. Instead, they decided to cuck Kingpin and destroy his character. They decided to cuck Matt Murdock and Daredevil simultaneously while assassinating his character, like literally and metaphorically, especially when he takes a bullet for Kingpin. Of course, they had to do it to Bullseye too. They had to be thorough. This is Disney Marvel for you. This is Disney Marvel for you. Don't smoke crack. I'll see y'all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. See y'all in another video. I'm so tired of this shit, man.